Hello and welcome to our YouTube channel. In this video, we are tasked with setting up a wireless access solution for one of our clients and finding a good internet service that could facilitate internet for this location. Our client owns 16 log cabins and another 10 rooms in the main office building structure. The owners wanted internet to be available throughout the property. This includes the 16 cabins, the rooms in the main office building, and a large kitchen dining area upstairs that leads out to an open deck. So we went out to do a site survey and walked the 4.5 acre property looking at their current setup. They only had internet available in the downstairs area where the check-in office is located. The internet was only 14 megs down and 1 meg up. So that was not going to be enough internet capacity for all the telecommuters that would need to work remotely or just to browse the internet or to set up IP cameras. Here is an overhead shot from Google Maps of the layout of the property, where you can see the main office building, and to the left and the right of the main office building are rooms. This is a shot from the street level of what the property looks like. So you can see all the cabins to the left, and you see that big barn that they had built right there, a little bit off to the left, and then you can see those other cabins over to the right of the barn, the 3 gray ones there, and then you can see the main office area that has the upstairs and downstairs, and then you have those rooms off to the right of the main building and off to the left. So they wanted the internet to be available to anyone walking around on this 4.5 acre property at any point in time, and then functions that they would have in the barn, they wanted to have internet there as well. So that's what we were tasked with, getting internet throughout the property, wireless, wired, you name it. So during the site survey, we noticed that the ground between the main office building to the right going over to the barn was too hard. It was mostly rock, so that was a hard no. We're not going to dig to put fiber in the ground. And as we were walking around the other buildings like the barn area, we noticed, hey, we could probably use that to put some access points on it so that would broadcast to the other cabins and provide wireless internet. And then we looked at between the main building and the barn that maybe we could do a wireless connection. So we were kind of doing our site survey, taking all sorts of notes, writing down different ways and what to do as we did our site survey at this property. After deliberating which product we're going to use, which equipment we're going to be using for this project, and going back and forth with vendors on supply availability, we settled on the TP-Link's Armada suite. I will say that we looked at Ubiquity's products, but in the time frame that we had to do this project and the availability for the materials that we would needed, we wouldn't be able to get everything from Ubiquity, so that's why we went with the TP-Link Armada suite. And mind you, this was the time of COVID, so it was a shortage in supply, so that was our best option. The next step was finding a good internet provider. In this area, there was only really one. I think they were TDS, and they only used DSL at the time, and there was no plans on moving to fiber. So the next option was to look at Starlink, and Starlink was available in that area. So we went with the business class of Starlink. So here we went with a 2 gig plan. They bought the equipment outright, which was at the time over $2,000. Now it's about $822. As you can see here, the starter kit's a little bit cheaper, and I think the monthly bill was based on the usage, but I think it was set at like $200. I'm not sure. And I think when we did the test, we got about 180 megs down and about 20 to 50 megs upload speed, so it could work for what they needed for their guests that would stay in any of the rooms or the log cabins. Here is a list of all the TP-Link Armada suite products that we used to do the wireless access for the wireless devices and the switches and the router and the amount of hardware controller that we used. So here you could go through, I'm not going to go through and list all of them. You can kind of pause the video and read them, but these are all the products that we used to set up this project to have wireless access throughout the property for the guests that stay at the cabins and rooms. Here is the front of the office building I was telling you about. So the offices are at the bottom there, and you have that big kitchen at the top. And on one of those poles is where we mounted the CPE 710 device here for access from this building over to the barn. Here we have the rooms to the right and the left of the office building, and on those posts are where we install the EAP 225 outdoor access points. So we get good saturation coverage throughout all the rooms on the first floor here. Here is that big open patio area that leads up from the kitchen that I was mentioning, where we installed one of the EAP 653 round access points up in the top part of the area right there underneath the roof, so that could get good coverage over all the patio area and out to the fire pit area below there. We also installed two of the EAP 653 access points in the kitchen in the ceiling area as well. Here we have a shot of the barn where we install the other CPE 710 dish on the left side of that far front left window, and then we install the EAP 610 outdoor routers all around the side of the building by the smaller windows to the right and towards the back of the building. And then we went around the other side where we installed the EAP 225 outdoor access points as well. We also installed one of the TP-Link SG3428 MP PoE switch in the barn, so that would give power to all those access points that are mounted around the building, and it provided good coverage for all those cabins. When we did our test walk around to all those cabins, we had good saturated coverage on our wireless devices. Hi there, just wanted to make a video about this project that we have here. So a client of mine has internet at this building right here. It's Starlink, and we had configured that and set it up for him, but now they want internet from this building to that building, and can't really dig up the place because it's not going to be easy to dig and trench from over here to over there. So what we did was we got some of these TP-Link CPE 710, and we mounted one right there, as you can see it. And we had the wires go down, and it's connected inside, and so we have to then connect it, the other one over here. So if you look by the left far window, that's where we're gonna go mount the other one and test it. We did configure them, and we tested them between devices so we know they're working. So we're going to go do some logistics over there just to make sure where we're going to put it. It's a clean line of sight. It should be, because we were measuring it the last time. So we're going to take a walk down there. So we're going to walk down there. And do a little bit of reconnaissance to make sure we can get up on the roof, make sure it works, make sure we can secure it up there. So we're taking a walk down. I thought at first that we would hang it along the edge here of the building where you have the wraparound porch, but I think the client, when they have events and things, if vehicles or whatever stuff is parked there, or they put things up, it may be that's too low and it may obstruct the dish getting up there. So that's why we probably chose to put it up here where it's out of everybody's way and we won't have any problems, nothing blocking in the future. You know, because if they park trailers like that and they park it right here, that could probably obstruct it. So this is a big barn, or I guess they call it event center, where they have a lot of functions and events. So this is where we are thinking of going up, right there. And they have that ladder, so we can kind of get an idea of what we're looking at once we put the CPE 710 antenna dish up there outside, and then we'll probably run the cable down that way or across there and come down, and because they have power, as you can see right there, and we can plug into it and make sure everything works. And then we have to probably hang an access point along somewhere along there or back there, so the folks here can have internet access when they have the function, and they can do their video streaming and things like that. So that's what we're tasked with trying to do today. I'll probably continue making the video as we're going through the different steps here, so you guys can come along for the ride. And once we get connected, then we can do the testing. You guys can see how that works. And so if anybody else has any predicament or any other thing that they're something similar like this, they can probably use the same equipment. And I'll put descriptions in the comment section, or I should say the description below, the equipment that we're using and everything that was involved in doing this setup. So with that, we'll check in a little later. Okay, we're resuming my video. So now that we've had this thing connected, as you can see, we got it connected underneath here with a cable. It's ran through the hole. We're gonna have to put some silicone. So now, if you look across the other building, you see the other one right there that it's talking to. Sorry, my finger's messing up, bud. See that one right there, and it's pointing to it. So now that we have it connected, we're gonna go test to make sure that we have connectivity. This guy right here. So if you look all the way over there, you can see that dish right there. You can see it. So now let's go down and get on the laptop from this building. Okay, so now we're on the laptop here, and I wanted to show you that. So this IP address right here, the 192.168.0.6, is the antenna that is basically right outside there. So now, as you can see, the signal strength is pretty good. Let's go to the tools and go to alignment. As you can see, we're getting a good signal here. Let me go to the other one. The .5 is the one over the other building. So if I go to that antenna alignment, you see the signal strength is pretty good. So we're actually doing pretty good. So if I were to ping an IP address that I know is over the other building, first of all, let's do is to make sure we can get out. As you can see, we're getting out. So yay. And I can get on YouTube here. And I can see I'm browsing the YouTube. I see I can click on a video here.
Air conditioners are incredibly power hungry and require a substantial amount of power to operate in a mobile, marine, or off-grid electrical system.
As you can see, you got internet here. You can look and see my connection.
Here's like we talked about back in lesson 2.5 at this academy.
So as you can see, I have a Ethernet connection right here. It goes up to that switch. The connection from the roof comes down right there into that patch panel, and then there's a connection that goes from there to the PoE brick here that shows PoE, and then the LAN connection from there goes into the switch right there. So that's the CPE 710, and that's my connection. So that's how I'm connected right now, testing, and I'm on the internet. So it's working pretty good. Let's log into the one here, the Armada. I believe it's 2. Let's log into the Armada. See, right now we are logged into the Armada. And as you can see, the switch is connected here. The 16-port switch is over there, and then there's the 8-port switch that's right there. And that is the firewall right now. So as you can see, we are looking at the Omada device, portal that we're logged into of the device. And that device is over in the other building. Look at the wireless LAN. All right, so we got connection. I can connect to the Omada device in the other building. And I'm on the internet, as you can see. And that was the solution to connect both buildings using the TP-Link CPE 710 dish. It works pretty good. So we have that building over there with the dish up there and connecting this building to it. All right, so let's go walk and look at the dish on this building. So right now I'm just showing you guys the dish that's mounted up there. As you can see it, I'm going to kind of zoom in a little bit so you can see the dish right there. And that is connected to that dish right over there. You can kind of see it from here, that dish. So it's talking and we have internet. So that's a good thing. I'm sure the client will be very happy because they were thinking of they'd have to run fiber over there all the way down and come into this building. But this was a much cheaper solution, much cheaper. And they're gonna have internet so they can do their events. When they do their events, they can stream from that building. So this was a success. I guess anybody else, like I said, is thinking about this, I'll have the information on the equipment that we use in the description below, so you can check it out and see if that works for you. I'm pretty sure it does. This thing, I think it goes up to about 18 miles, so pretty good distance. But we just need it for a couple hundred yards between the buildings. So now it's working, and that is a wrap. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and hope to see you in the next video. Bye.